Rust on the butt plate hinge spring, private bullshit, revoked.
In World War II, it wasn't unlikely an inspection might include a number of M1s, like the M1A1 carbine and M1 Garand. And for those thorough officers, this might include an M1 helmet liner and M1 bayonet.
I wouldn't take this rusty piece of shit to war, and I will not take you to war in your condition.
But why are so many things an M1 in the Army? The answer is fairly simple. The M stands for model, and the 1 represents it being the first of its type. An M1 Garand, for example, is the first type of its caliber, semi-automatic rifle the Army adopted. Its official designation is U.S. Rifle Caliber 30 M1.
Caliber 30, M1, a clip-fed, shoulder-fired, semi-automatic weapon designed...
This also applies to modern Army designations. The M1 Abrams, for example, was the first of its kind third generation of American main battle tank. But this system of naming only began in the 1930s, so you'll see Army equipment prior to this frequently named after the year it began production for the Army. The M1911, for example, was adopted in 1911. The M1928 Thompson in 1928.
Hey, give me back my Thompson, will you?
These dates represent the year they were introduced to the Army, not always the year they were developed.
Hey, wait a minute!
As the system of naming changed only a few years prior to World War II, and with the Army rapidly adopting new equipment during this time, this explains why so many things in World War II are an M1 or Model 1.
Who the hell needs all this? Get my knife and get the hell out of here.
To make things a little confusing, sometimes dated equipment gets upgraded or modified and turns into an M1. The M1928 submachine gun turned into the M1 submachine gun in 1942. The Army would then later release the M3 submachine gun, which can also cause confusion, because what happened to the M2? Well, sometimes models are purchased and then scrapped last minute, so you may have never heard of weapons such as the M2 submachine gun.
Boys, take him through that gun.
Brother, what do I do with this?
Adding an X to an M, or replacing it with a T, indicates a model is in trial or development and is yet to be put into production. The final trial designation for the Garand was the T1E2, before becoming the M1.
The rifle will fire each time the trigger is pressed until the magazine is empty.
Adding a suffix A means a model is altered from the original, and adding an E indicates experimental. So an M16A1E1 is Rifle Model 16, Alteration 1, Experimental 1. If an M16A1E1 rifle is accepted into standard production, it becomes an M16A2 rifle. The Navy, of course, does things a little different and uses the Mark prefix, all the way up to ship-mounted guns.
Mahalo, motherfucker.
For aircraft, the U.S. Armed Forces consolidated its naming system for all branches, creating a fairly simple designation system shown here. If an aircraft starts with an F, it's a fighter aircraft.
Jesus Christ! Where is it?
Johnny, I'll be right out.
Alright, I'm Johnny. This can be a very complicated subject, particularly if you expand it to other nations, but hopefully this provides an introduction to American military nomenclature. Feel free to expand on the subject in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.
Here's how it's done.